Jaguar's sleek and sporty two-door F-Type has been around since 2013, first as a roadster, then later as a coupe. Both body styles have offered a slew of performance levels, from the 340 horsepower base model, to the fire-breathing 575 horsepower SVR range topper. But now it's time for a refresh, and as such, the Brits are prepping the new F-Type for a reveal sometime in 2017. Current speculation points to the Geneva Motor Show. Our spy photographers managed to snag the updated model carving up the Nürburgring, and at first blush, it looks to get the usual nip and tuck treatment for exterior styling. Details on the interior and drivetrain are a little more vague, but rumor has it there's gonna be new infotainment gear and more efficient engines. Most, if not all, of these changes should apply equally to both the coupe and convertible. In the 3 years it has been on the market, the F-Type has expanded its appeal by adding the option for a manual transmission, odd, and more power. However, this is the first time Jag has messed with the original formula, which begs the question, will it be better or worse than before? Exterior. Without a doubt, one of the F-Type's greatest strengths lies in its styling. Originally penned by legendary British car designer Ian Callum, the F-Type has all the right sports car cues. It's low-slung and wide, with a long hood line and perfectly angled roof. The rear looks poised and taut, and short overhangs complement gorgeous proportions front to back. It combines athleticism with elegance, easily catching the eye without the need for overt flamboyance. So it's understandable that some might get nervous upon learning about the new F-Type's look. However, I'm happy to report that the original design appears more or less intact with this refresh, at least as far as I can tell from the initial spy shots. Let's start in front, which seems to be the most heavily altered section of the new model. To begin, the grille looks as though it was downsized. It also looks divided, but don't let the swirling camo fool you, it's the same oval shape as before, but without the dark coloration on the bumper beam like the current F-Type. Completely covered are the intakes and the sides of the bumpers. Most F-Types get dual, blade-shaped inlets, 2 per side, while the SVR sports larger holes. Odds are both models will get a new look in this area moving forward, but unfortunately, the camo wrap isn't letting on what that will entail. Above, the headlight should get reshaped. The new units appear larger than before, moving horizontally towards the edge of the fenders and adding a little extra visual width to the front end. Expect LED daytime running lights, plus the option for adaptive high/low beams. Side shots reveal no discernible updates to the car's profile, thank goodness. The same can be said of the tail, although it's expected the taillights will get revised graphics and the rear bumper will see a few minor alterations. Below, we see a single central exhaust with twin circular outlets, suggesting the test mule packs a V6 under the hood. Also obvious is the active aero flap raised above the trunk, a feature already available with the current model. The door handles should continue to sit flush with the body. Speaking of aero, I'd be curious to see if Jag decides to update the GT-style carbon fiber wing mounted on the rear of the SVR. This piece is also active, rising and falling as needed for either greater downforce or lower drag. However, I'm not alone in thinking that, even in its lowest position, the wing looks a little too tacked on, screwing with an otherwise magnificent rear end, and I hope Jag finds a workaround that offers the same levels of performance, but with a little more modesty. Interior. The Jaguar F-Type comes with a 2-seat layout that focuses on driver enjoyment and luxury in that order. There's a 3-spoke, multi-function steering wheel, plus well-bolstered sports seats decked out in premium leather. We have yet to receive spy shots of the upcoming F-Type's interior, but odds are there will be minor updates throughout. The dash could be reshaped, and I wouldn't be surprised if there were fewer hard buttons and switches. More functionality would migrate to the infotainment system, which will pull gear from the new F-Pace SUV and XF mid-size sedan. Both the centrally mounted touchscreen and the TFT driver's information screen in the gauge cluster should receive a larger diagonal. Meanwhile, Meridian will continue to offer the goods when it comes to upgrading the sound system. Drivetrain under that lovely nose. The F-Type is expected to receive modest improvements in both output and fuel consumption, maybe a tenth faster to 60 miles per hour, and a few extra miles per gallon on the highway. Currently, there are 2 power plants available, each of which is offered in multiple states of tune. The first is a supercharged 3.0-liter V6, while higher trims get a supercharged 5.0-liter V8. It should also be noted that Motor Authority is reporting Jag might replace the base model 6-cylinder with a turbo 2.0-liter 4-banger. Either way, the drivetrain layout will remain front-engine, RWD as standard, with AUD available higher up the totem pole. For the time being, the engine lineup includes a 340 horsepower V6 in the base model and premium, a 380 horsepower V6 in the S and S AUD, a 550 horsepower V8 in the R, and a 575 horsepower V8 in the SVR. Transmission options consist of a 6-speed manual, plus an 8-speed automatic with paddles, the latter of which could get tweaked for quicker shifts. At the moment, a sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour takes roughly 5 seconds in base models with an automatic gearbox, while the SVR hits the same benchmark in a mere 3.5 seconds. Top speed is 161 miles per hour for the base model and 200 miles per hour for the SVR. Underneath, there's a low-weight, all-aluminum chassis, plus double wishbone suspension with adaptive dampers to keep it lively in the corners. It's likely we'll see tweaks to the dampers for enhanced refinement and performance. Prices. The current F-Type range starts at $61,400 for the base coupe and peaks at $128,800 for the SVR convertible, with plenty of stops scattered in between. Unless Jag has some card up its sleeve, I don't see the forthcoming model deviating too far, or at all, from the existing MSRP.